So the name of the first exercise we're going to show you is the barbell squat. So the major muscle groups that are going to be worked are going to be the quads, it'll be the glutes, the hamstrings will be a part of it, and also the adductors and abductors. So as you're doing the squat, the main thing that you want to do is when you approach the beginning of the exercise, it's always good to find the placement of where you want your hands to be, as well as where you want to line yourself up under the bar. So there is usually, for most bars, there's a groove, a knurling that's in the middle of the bar. That's exactly where you want your spine to be. So when you go underneath the bar, that's exactly what will sit right on top. It'll sit right on top of your traps. And as you place your hands on the bar, you can also look on each sides of the bar to see how far apart those are. And your hand placement, that's up to you whether you want it to be closer, whether you want to be a little bit wider. But make sure that they're even on both sides. So as you get ready to start, what I like to do is place one foot in front of the other. And what I'm going to do next is go underneath the bar, but I'm going to keep my eyes on the center of the knurling. As I go underneath, I want to place the bar right on top of my traps. Make sure that your feet are underneath the bar. Make sure you're not too far forward or too far backwards. You'll use muscle groups that you shouldn't have to use. But once your feet are under the bar, you can stand up. Only take 1 to 2 steps back as far as you need to go. Once you take those steps back, just even your feet. Your feet should at least be shoulder width apart. If you want to go wider, you can do that as well. But what you should do next is make sure that you're not looking down at the floor. Your eyes should be straight ahead, or you can slightly look up to make sure that you are keeping a good posture as you squat. But as you squat down, you want to take in a deep breath. And when you want to brace your core, you're going to actually hold that breath the whole time on your way down and on your way up. So I'll demonstrate it just like this. So when you come back up, that's when you release your breath. Take another deep breath, embrace again. And when you squat, you want to make sure that you get parallel enough to the floor. So my thighs, they will be parallel to the floor. And as you're coming down, this is considered parallel, where your hips are at least even with your knees. Standing back up from there. Same thing, take a deep breath, brace. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. And once you're done, make sure you just take 1 step forward and you can walk it all the way in. Make sure you look at both sides of the squat rack. As you place it in, you can now let it down. Make sure you don't just look at one side. That's how accidents can happen. Somebody may actually drop the bar underneath the rack and cause themselves an injury. Also, for human performance, when it comes to squat, there are many things that it helps with. Not only just for developing size in the muscle and developing strength, you can develop muscle endurance. Of course, if you go into higher rep ranges, lower weight, it will challenge your body a lot, and you feel the cardiovascular effect of it as you start to reach your lactate threshold. Also, on the other end, you can train it for strength and power. You can train it for lower repetitions to really increase your weight as much as you want to really reach that max squat, the 1 rep max. But this transfers over to not just something made for only the squat itself. It can transfer over to sports, whether they are aerobic based, whether it's more running, more swimming, cycling, things like that, but also it can be more anaerobic based. So say like a football player, for instance, they need strong legs, they need a strong base, which will help them to be able to explode, to have strength and muscle endurance, and also to be able to power through, whether it's their opponents, to be able to power through any kind of resistance in front of them.